Back to my channel. It's Shanice Lachelle, and I'm back with another video. So today's video is going to be just a little bit different. I know I say that in every single video, but today's video, for me personally, is a little bit different. So today is going to be like a bit of a story time. I got this idea from I Am Treya. I think that's her name here on YouTube. And personally, like I've been watching her videos. She has a segment on her channel where it's about nothing but like natural hair horror stories. And I was just listening to some of those horror stories and I was like, dang, like those sound like this one time. So I was like, okay, I can go ahead and do a little mini video about it. So it's a natural hair like kind of horror story for me personally. So if you are interested, then we will roll right into the video. So this was about 2 years ago now. I wanted to get like some box braids, but I was in college and like my college was about an hour away from my hometown. So I couldn't find anyone near my college or my college city to do my box braids or anything like that. My one friend that did my hair for about like a year and a half at this point, she had moved back home, which was like a whole 2 hours away from me in each city that I technically lived in. So I was like, dang, I don't have anybody to do my hair. And the next nearest city, bigger city, is Cleveland. And I didn't know any hairstylists out there to do my hair. And I was like, God, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I actually found like this hairstylist. She was like she knew my mother. So therefore we went to go get my hair done. And she was a really nice girl. Like she fit me in that day. It took a while to do my hair. I think we started it at like, I want to say like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but we didn't get done until like midnight. So that's a really, really long time for some box braids because I've had the single least twist done in like 2-3 hours. So yeah, that's a really long time for box braids. So let me just start off by saying what I did to go ahead and prep my hair for this day. So I knew that this day was coming up, and I knew that because I was going to her house to get my hair done, that 9 times out of 10, like, she wasn't going to wash my hair. Some stylists, they wash your hair when you go to their house. Some don't, but, she was not licensed, which for me was perfectly fine. I didn't really care because I had seen the work that she had done previously, and it was good work. It was cool. It was good work. But when I went over there, I washed my hair. I made sure that my hair was completely washed, blow dried out, detangled, everything, so that when she sat down to do my hair, there was no type of tanglage in my hair that she would have to go ahead and work through my hair with. So I get to her house and I meet her and everything like that, and I take my hoodie off and my scarf off, and she's like, oh my gosh, your hair is natural. She was like, I love it, blah blah blah. So I'm like, yes, like of course, like okay, she loves that my hair is natural, because some hairstylists, they don't like to work with natural hair. I don't know, they don't like to deal with natural hair, and sometimes when they see that you have natural hair, it's like, ugh. But she was excited, so I was like, okay, cool. So I sit down and she gets to braiding, and she does one row, boom, cool. It took a little while to do the row just because of the type of hair that I got, but that wasn't her fault. So she keeps going, and as she keeps going, like she gets to like the center of my head, and she like starts raking raking through my hair, and I'm like, my head's like going back, and I'm like, Oh my God. And like I don't know, I don't remember if I said anything or not. I hadn't, I probably didn't say anything just because like that's the type of person I am. Like when I sit down in somebody's chair, like 9 times out of 10, like I am just like more shy to say something, even though it's my hair. And I know it don't make no sense. Like I should have spoke up and said something, but she was like raking through my hair, right? And like you know, because you got to part it and then comb it out. And the comb that she was using like wasn't, it wasn't a type of comb that you're supposed to use on a girl's hair that has 4C kinky hair. So when I looked back at the floor, there was like a pile of hair, of my hair. And I was like I had looked back and I was like, did she just pull that hair out of my head? Like, did she really just like rake my hair out of my head? So, like, she keeps going or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, all right. So it hurts a little bit. And I had told her, like, that hurts a little bit. So she was like, oh, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. She apologizes. But I'm still, like, looking at this ball of my hair because when I had detangled my hair and I had picked through it earlier that day, I didn't get that much hair that fell out. Like, not that much of my hair has ever fallen out of my head at once unless I was coming from a sewing straight into like something else and you get that dead hair. But I didn't have any dead hair. She was literally just raking my hair from my scalp. So I told her about it. We fixed that. And so we go on. And by this time, I want to say we're like 2, almost like 3 hours into doing my hair, and she's like not even halfway done, and like the sun's starting to go down, it's starting to get late, and I'm like, okay. So she calls her cousin. Her cousin comes over to the house, and her cousin like starts working on my hair, and I could tell that her cousin like just really didn't want to do my hair. So because she called her cousin and her cousin really didn't want to do my hair, like tag team it with her, it just made me feel like uncomfortable a little bit. Like, okay. All right. So I was like, okay. So the cousin came over and I go from sitting in the chair to like sitting like on the couch, and like at this point like I'm sitting on the floor and the two of them are behind me. The one girl is on this side of my hair and then the cousin is on this side of the hair on my head, and I hear them in the back of me like lightweight arguing with each other because my initial hairstylist was like, split that box up. Like, you can split the box up, like talking about like the sections, because her cousin was starting to do my sections so big because she didn't really want to do my hair and she wanted to just go ahead and get done and get the money. So her friend or her cousin was like, go ahead, like split that up, that's 2 more sections. And so she was like, okay. So she splits it up and she like goes and does it or whatever, and by this time like she finishes my head, and like she doesn't burn them or anything like that. So the other girl, the initial girl, was burning my ends, and she was doing a really good job on her side of burning my ends and everything like that. This girl over here, she was like just not burning them. She didn't cut them. And like when she got done with her last braid that she actually had to like braid, that's when she like kind of started to burn them. But there was one or two braids that were so big that she couldn't, like the end wouldn't fuse together. And by the time from me walking out of the house that night to me getting into the car, like the end had split. The end had split because she was just trying to rush through my hair, that she didn't bother to make the braid small enough so that it would actually fuse together. So, mind you, like the next day, I had to go out of town with my family. So, I get up early and I look down at the braids, and not all of my braids are burned. Not all of them are like fused together or anything like that. So, I'm personally like, okay. I'm like, oh, okay. So, so to me at the time, like, it really wasn't that big of a deal. I went ahead and I tried to burn it as much as I could, and put it back together. But it had really irritated me that the side that the girl was doing, like, it just didn't look like as neat as the other side with some of the braids that were done. So, like, I want to say not even a month goes by. I'm a person that whenever I get a hairstyle, as far as like a sew-in, any type of braids, if it's like braids that are underneath my wigs or anything like that, I try to keep it in for like at least like 2 to 3 months. 3 months is my top, like my max. I'm taking it out after 3 months because anything after that time, your hair will mat. So I actually, I don't even take them out. I took them out unwillingly because I was walking to class one day and like one of my braids fell out. So yeah, those braids were completely unraveling, and I had put one of the braids back in the best way that I could at the time because I didn't know how to do like box braids or anything like that back then. And I had put it back in, but then another one fell out. And I am so glad, like, I'm like, she didn't really charge that much. Like, she charged like $35 to do a full head of box braids. So that's why I really wasn't like tripping on it too much, because I really didn't pay her that much. But I mean, I think I ended up paying her like $65 because like my parents liked it. But like the perfectionist in me, like, because I'm a perfectionist about the way that my hair looks from root to tip, especially when I'm going to get it done by someone else that, you know, can do hair. But yeah, like, she had called and she apologized. Like I said, she was like such a nice woman, but she had called and she apologized. And she was like, if you want to come back over to get your hair done, she was like, I completely, I can, you know, go ahead and redo it for free. But, you know, I lived like a whole hour away, and I was like, I was like, no. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And like, I like my roots, I like my edges. So yeah, so like I had kind of went through it. She kind of raked my hair out, the braids fell out, and they weren't properly done. So I have pictures. I always say, like, I found pictures. Like, I find the pictures and then like they go somewhere because I don't really know how to work my computer. So it'll probably be the thumbnail of this particular video of how the braids look. The braids didn't look bad in the picture that I'm thinking of that I can find. They don't look bad, but after like getting my hair done, like twists and stuff like that done by other people, I noticed like stuff that was wrong with how she did it. And that's why I can't go back, because she really took out like a chunk of my hair, and it hurt in the middle for a little while where she was raking at. So yeah, so that is my natural hair horror story. Thank God, like, mine, I know mine to me was bad, but mine like wasn't as bad as like other people's stories, because some people here on YouTube, like, just Google, like, well, YouTube it, of course, but just like put it in the search box And you'll see people that have like sores in their head. Some people get infections. Thank God I didn't do any of that, but it hurt. So to me, that was bad enough. But yeah, guys, if you like this video, be sure to thumbs up and make sure to hit that subscribe button, y'all. Hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss an upload from me. And then once you hit the subscribe button, make sure to also hit that bell button that is on the side so that you are one of the first people here on YouTube to know when I upload a video. It's kind of like a VIP to my channel. So if you like all of that, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one.